We'll just say what it is. The 2026 WNBA season is on life support right now. There was no "things are tense, but we'll figure it out" vibe. Not anymore, this is done. What's even stranger is that everyone is obsessed with the date, even though it's not the whole story. The truth behind all of this contract trouble is even scarier. You'll understand why some important people want the season to end after you see it. That sounds silly, doesn't it? But hold on, because it gets worse as we go deeper.
Time to face reality, guys. It is time to face reality. 2026 WNBA season is cooked. It's cooked like Thanksgiving food. It's all cooked. It is over. It's done. Finito. There will be no 2026 WNBA season.
We only have 2 days left until the deadline on October 31st, and still no one has agreed to allow more time. It got even worse when the WNBA made a deal on collective bargaining 3 days early the last time they did it. That point is over, and now all we hear from both groups are crickets. It's getting tough for the Players Association. What was going on in the league office behind closed doors looked like they hadn't planned for a fire drill. Do you think the WNBA will still be around if and when the 2026 season is canceled? Write your answer in the space below.
No extension agreed on, no negotiation movement. The 2026 season is cooked, and we have articles stating it here. It is over. They're not even getting an extension done. This is ridiculous, and I feel like there's some ulterior motive stuff going on with Unrivaled and a bunch of other nonsense that is stopping the WNBA 2026.
Fans are going crazy as all of this goes on, especially the millions who watched last season to see Caitlin Clark change the course of basketball history. Take a look. Ratings went through the roof. All records for ticket sales were broken, and Fever gear sold out faster than a Taylor Swift tour drop. Clark played the lead role in the show. It was her work alone that made the WNBA a must-see TV show. Now, though, all of that energy and joy could disappear in an instant. And this is where things get sketchy. There are people behind the scenes who will gain. If the 2026 season doesn't happen, I'm not making this up. If you follow the clues, it will become painfully clear.
Let's head to Carly Bell's Twitter. Shout out to her. She said, could have almost guaranteed that the CBA wouldn't be resolved by October 31st. I think we all pretty much could agree on that. However, with the recent public jabs from both the W and the Players Association, an extension could now not happen. It could not. It's not happening, you guys. In my opinion, I think it'd be foolish to not sign an extension, but I understand what the power of not signing one can do. Listen, the ladies in the PA and Unrivaled, Bree Stewart, Nafisa Collier, and all of them, they are feeling like they can hold the W's feet to the fire and force their hand to give them what they want.
Carly Bell, who is well connected in the WNBA, dropped a news on Twitter. She said that everyone thought the CBA talks would not be finished by October 31st. But then she said something that changed everything. The extension might not happen now that jabs have been translated into English for everyone to see. The WNBA Players Association criticized NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on social media right before talks broke down, which made things more personal. Yes, the same Adam Silver who is in charge of most of the WNBA's money. What do you think will happen next when you make fun of the man who signs your checks in public? That being said, this is only the beginning. What Carly said in her tweet was different. There's something powerful about not signing the contract that makes things start to fall into place. How powerful could it be to not play basketball? Not at all. Unless you're after money. Coming in is Unrivaled, a brand new 3-on-3 game that has been popping up everywhere lately. Three-time WNBA champion Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier are in charge. They are also vice presidents of the Players Association and co-founders of this rival league. There is a clear conflict of interest and timing here that can't be overlooked. The WNBA's second round of talks is starting to fall apart. Things get hot in Unrivaled. Millions are being put in by investors. Contracts are being signed by players all the time. Unrivaled will be the only game in town if the WNBA season ends early in 2026.
No season, no extension is better for Unrivaled because that's where all the players are going to be. You already know that players have already agreed to contracts with Project B. That's already out there. They've already been in negotiations and signed WNBA players. This is happening. The WNBA players don't feel like they need to sign an extension or they need to have a season unless the W is going to give them every single thing they want. They want to be able to go make money in Project B. They want to be able to make their money in Unrivaled, and they want to be able to make their money in the WNBA.
Let's put everything together now. Their goal is to make money in 3 different ways: the WNBA, Unrivaled, and a planned global project called Project B, which is said to have a lot of Saudi support. That means 3 different leagues and 3 possible payments. But there's one catch. All of them work during months that are close together. What is the easiest way to make sure they have everything? Easy. Throw the WNBA calendar away. You should end the season to force the league's hand and put pressure on the owners to let players move between leagues easily. No longer is it about being together. It has to do with power. The players think that the WNBA will finally give in if they cause enough trouble. It is really business warfare that looks like a problem with workers. Still, another bomb is ticking away in the background. The federal investigation into gambling, yes, the NBA, is in the middle of one of the worst betting scams in years while all of this chaos is going on. There are many probes, government oversight, and the whole show.
We watched the Players Association troll Adam Silver on Instagram, and then we saw the NBA get hit with a crazy gambling thing that's trickling down into the WNBA. Now the WNBA injury reporting being investigated. All of these things are happening. Adam Silver has a meeting with the feds on the 31st. You think an extension or deal with the WNBA is about to be signed on the 31st? Come on, let's be serious here. Let's be serious here. The NBA is the real moneymaker. He needs to get that resolved with the feds first. Not being worried. He's not worried about what is happening with the WNBA in these.
Adam Silver is the commissioner of the NBA and also oversees the finances of the WNBA. He will meet with investigators on October 31st, which is also the date for the CBA. Why do you think this is happening at this time? Please, if you're Silver and worried about the NBA losing billions of dollars and a league losing money every year, whose attention is it? It's not even a question. Every year, the NBA prints $10 billion. The WNBA makes about $200 million a year. The math takes care of itself when figuring out which fire to put out. The players are aware of this weakness. Silver is known to be busy. They are aware of how weak the league is. They are putting more pressure on them than ever before because of this. They see this as a chance to gain power, and they might succeed. In the middle of all this political drama, though, one player is being used as a pawn, even though she was the one who made the league so good in the first place. Caitlin Clark.
Nafisa Collier is conveniently name-dropping Caitlin Clark now. Every 30 seconds, she's saying this girl name. Every 30 seconds. She can't sneeze without Caitlin Clark. She can't sneeze without Caitlin Clark name coming out her mouth. All for her own personal gain and benefit. Not because she cares about Caitlin at all. Let's be clear. She had nothing to say about Caitlin Clark being targeted for the last 2 years. Nothing to say about it. Now you're conveniently talking about conversations with Kathy Engelbert that we don't know if they happened or not.
People are praising Caitlin, but her name is now everywhere. They are making use of her. Nafisa Collier, who helped start Unrivaled and is said to be the leader of the Players Association, talks about Clark all the time in podcasts and interviews. Don't forget the papers, though. Every soundbite starts with Caitlin this or Caitlin that. Where was all this sisterhood energy last season, when Clark was getting body checked, elbowed, and targeted all the time? Where were the comments about keeping players safe? Nafisa didn't say anything. No sound at all. But now that Clark's fame around the world could help her new league get sponsors and respect, she is full of praise. The deception is terrible. On top of everything else, Collier recently said that she had hidden meetings with WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert to talk about how to protect Caitlin, recognize how important she is, and support her journey. Don't these words make you feel good? Except that none of it fits with how they act. Because Caitlin Clark's progress will be the first to stop if this strike goes through. And the 2026 season is scrapped. Her supporters stop following her, she stops growing, and legislative wins make her less important. Many of the people who shout that they want to save the league's future are actually setting it on fire for their own good.
You a liar. She said you're a liar. Caitlin Clark said she never heard about this until you got on a podium and said it in front of the world. That's a little shady to me. So at the end of the day, these players feel like they have the leverage, and it's looking like there won't be a 2026 WNBA season. And I'm truly upset and disgusted by it, man. I'm disgusted by it.
Caitlin Clark said she didn't know any of this was going on until Anfisa Collier told her in an interview. Take a moment to think about it. Someone tells you they will speak up for you in private meetings with the commissioner, but they never do. Even more so since Clark and Collier work for the same firm. Instead, they stand up, shout your name, and act like they are your protectors around the world. It's not advocacy like that. It's called manipulation 101. It's all about how things look. You hold on to the game's biggest star, act like you're protecting them, and take in all the praise that comes with it without doing anything. It is smart. It was planned and is only for their own benefit. They are using Caitlin's name as money, power that looks like kindness. Caitlin is sitting there trying to hoop at the same time. She works out hard and gets ready for her third season, but people are using her job against her while they play power games. She didn't ask to be in the middle of a political fight. She did not ask to be the face of the league or the bargaining chip. Here she is, though, with her future peak and reputation at risk because some people can't stop looking for attention and side deals. Now think about what will happen if there is no deal by October 31st.
What happens if there's no deal by October 31st? There are two paths forward if there is no deal in place by October 31st: an extension of the deadline or a work stoppage. A temporary extension of the deadline to allow the two sides to continue discussing unimpeded is the most likely initial outcome. While I hope we make October 31st deadline, and that is a real deadline, from that perspective, we have extended deadlines in the past, Engelbert said during pre-WNBA Finals press conference. But the fact of the matter is, you guys, when it comes to these extensions, they only sign an extension when both sides agree that they are mutually coming to an agreement in the...
We can see two roads ahead of us. One could keep the league together and the other could destroy it. Path 1 is an add-on. That's what everyone wants, right? This is the same thing that happened before. The players in the league agree to keep talking and push back the date. Things look like they are moving forward. It sounds like good manners. That sounds good. Extensions don't happen when people are quiet, though. They happen when both sides think a deal is about to be reached. You don't put off a fight unless you think it's possible to reach peace. Are there any signs of that happening now? Is there any love between them? Is there any hope that everyone shares? Not even close. The truth is that the two sides have never been farther apart. Players are openly criticizing the league, saying that their issues are not taken into account and their suggestions are not accepted. The WNBA's front office, on the other hand, says the players group is lying and using social media to sway fans and change the story. Deals aren't made that way. That's how wars start. Yes, the first road does look dead when you get there.
Starting to have, alignment on a future deal. We don't see any of that. There's none of that. The player, we've heard Satu, all of these players come out and say, oh, it's like they're not even listening to us. It's like in one ear and out the other. They're not taking us serious. Then we heard the W say, hey, the WNBPA are lying to the people. They're lying about the negotiations. They're trying to get public.
This brings us to path 2, the feared status quo zone. There's a time called limbo when the old contract ends, but no one has been publicly fired or locked out. It seems like the two people don't want to accept that their relationship is over. It looked like everything was okay until it wasn't. Because someone will finally break if that limbo lasts long enough. Either the owners call for a lockout, which means the players can't come on the court, or the players go all out with their strike. Also, guess what? The stage is getting ready already. To get people to put pressure on the league on behalf of the players, it is using political power, well-known people, and even rumors of future leaders. It's easy to understand. It's not the league's fault if there is a strike. It's funny how the players act. The usual PR spin. They don't blink, though. Their confidence is high. You might be too sure of yourself, and then it all comes down to money. It will make sense if you follow it. Nafisa Collier has already raised millions of dollars for Unrivaled. Investors need to stay put. Deals were made and signed. It was agreed upon. That means she's no longer just playing hoops. She runs a huge business company. Think about this. You promise investors $20 million in your project that they will get their money back and media attention. Then you say, actually, I'm going to focus on the WNBA this season. You'd be sued so fast it would make your head spin.
You know, I think it's mighty convenient that all of a sudden, Nafisa Collier is name dropping Caitlin Clark every 13 seconds. Every 13 seconds, she's saying her name. And this is all to push Unrivaled. They want to be able, she's collected so much money from these people investing in Unrivaled. How could she then turn to them and say, hey, we can't have Unrivaled anymore? If I just gave you $20 million for Unrivaled, I'd be damned if you come tell me there ain't gonna be no Unrivaled no more. And you ain't playing it. You've lost your mind. Nafisa Collier, I don't believe none of these people. I think it's some shady stuff going on. And I still stand on the side. Kathy Engelberts needs to be fired immediately.
Unrivaled needs to win so that she can keep her money and reputation. It can't be a side job. It has to be the main draw. What is the easiest way to make it happen? Get rid of the competition. Since there is no WNBA season, all the attention, money, and endorsements go to the best player. It's no longer about progress or equality. It's about getting more power together. The saddest thing about it is that they are ready to destroy everything that supports women's basketball in the process. It could not be worse at this time. At last, the WNBA was getting its time to shine. The league was doing very well after 25 years of not making enough money and not getting much attention. The 2024 season was a big deal. The ratings hit an all-time high. In every place, the number of attendees went up. There were a lot of corporate funding. It looked like women's basketball had become popular with most people for the first time. What made that progress happen? Just one name, Caitlin Clark. She's not just a star. She's the reason new people started to watch. She turned boring regular season games into events that everyone had to see. She sold out stadiums that hadn't been that full in decades. She made young girls all over the United States want to play basketball for the first time. She made videos that went viral, shirts that were sold out, and made the whole league famous across the country. Now, selfishness and greed have brought the whole cause down. People who are now important because of Caitlin Clark are too busy fighting over the money she helped make. To make a point, they're ready to destroy everything she's worked on.
The owners want to have a season. The players feel like they have other options. And it benefits. They feel like they have the leverage to say, hey, until you guys give us everything we want, we're not doing it.
You want to know what's really tragic? Caitlin hasn't said a single negative thing through all of this. No cryptic posts, no digs at leadership, no diva behavior. She stayed classy, focused, and professional. Everything you'd want from the face of your league. She's in the gym working, smiling with fans and doing her job, while the people above her burn her momentum to the ground. And when you step back, it's impossible not to see the irony. The WNBA has spent decades begging for someone like Caitlin Clark, a transcendent player who could bridge the gap between women's sports and mainstream culture. They finally got her, and now they're on the verge of losing her because they can't stop infighting long enough to realize what she's worth. This isn't just a labor dispute. It's an identity crisis. The league is about to find out whether it's strong enough to survive without the one player who made it relevant again. Because if the 2026 season doesn't happen, it's not just games that disappear. It's momentum, sponsorships, broadcast deals, and trust. The casual fans who showed up for Caitlyn aren't sticking around to watch boardroom politics. They'll walk. And once they're gone, good luck ever getting them back.
I still stand there, but I believe there's some low down dirty stuff going on. And unfortunately, it is going to affect Caitlyn Clark in the 2026 WNBA season because they are not going to come to an agreement on extending the deadline. It is good as
even now people are calling for Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's head. And honestly, they have a point. Engelbert had one job: protect the league's stability and build on its newfound success. Instead, she let it descend into chaos. The WNBA spent 2 decades fighting for visibility. And just when the world finally started paying attention, Engelbert and her players' union are fumbling the biggest moment in women's sports history. And here's the reality. The players' leverage that they're so proud of, the funding, the new leagues, and the international offers that leverage only exist because of Caitlyn Clark. None of these sponsors, investors, or TV networks cared before she showed up. The only reason Unrivaled got funded, the only reason Project B got coverage, and the only reason women's basketball became a market worth fighting over is because Caitlyn Clark turned it into one. And now, if she doesn't play in 2026, all that attention will dry up. Those investors will move on to the next trend. The casual fans will find something else to watch, and the so-called power players of the WNBA will be left standing in an empty gym wondering how they managed to destroy the very thing they claim to be fighting for. That's the heartbreaking truth. Caitlyn Clark built the fire. The WNBA lit the match, and unless someone steps up fast, they're about to burn the whole thing down. Do you think the WNBA will survive if and when the 2026 season gets canceled? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next.